If you're a man who's tired of giving his best to the wrong woman, this video is for you. Because here's the truth, most men waste their best years chasing women who drain their energy, sabotage their goals, and leave them questioning if love is even worth it. But the men who win in life and love, they know how to spot the 20% of women who are truly worth committing to. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how to find her, how to recognize her traits, and how to avoid the 80% who will derail your mission and your peace. If you're new here, welcome to Magnetic Mindset, the place where men reclaim their power, sharpen their purpose, and learn the secrets of dating and psychology that most guys will never hear. If you're ready to stop wasting your time on the wrong women and start attracting the kind of woman who amplifies your life, hit that subscribe button right now, because videos like this will change how you see relationships forever. Most men spend the best years of their lives committing to the wrong woman, the kind of woman who drains your energy, distracts you from your mission, and leaves you wondering if love is even worth it. The hard truth is this: only about 20% of women are truly worth a man's full commitment. So the real question is, are you even looking in the right direction? In this video, I'm going to show you how to spot the kind of woman who brings peace into your life instead of chaos. I'll break down the traits that separate that rare 20% from the 80% you need to avoid. And I'll give you real-world examples to help you recognize the difference. By the end, you'll know exactly which women are worth your time and which are nothing more than pretty distractions. Jessica O.S. here. Welcome to Magnetic Mindset. Let's get real about the 80-20 reality of modern dating. The truth is simple. Not every woman is meant for commitment, and if you don't learn to see the difference, you'll waste your time giving relationship energy to women who were only ever meant to be short-term flings. The truth is that roughly 80% of women today are not ready, willing, or equipped to be long-term partners. They might be beautiful, they might be fun, they might even have great chemistry with you. But when it comes to what actually makes a relationship last, loyalty, emotional maturity, respect, and a shared vision, they fall short. Too many modern women have been taught how to attract a man, but not how to keep one. They know how to post the right photos on Instagram. They know how to flirt over text. They know how to play hard to get. But they have no idea how to actually build something solid with a man of value. And unfortunately, most men don't discover this until they're already in too deep. You meet her, you commit, you invest your time, your energy, maybe even your money. And before you know it, you're stuck in a situation that feels more like an exhausting job than a relationship. You're constantly trying to keep the peace, trying to prove your worth, trying to win back her affection. If that sounds familiar, it's because too many men confuse chemistry with compatibility. And in today's dating market, that mistake can cost you years of your life. Now, I'm not saying every woman is a red flag, but in modern dating, especially in your 20s and 30s, most of the women you'll meet are still figuring themselves out. They aren't emotionally grounded, they don't know what they really want, and worse, they'll expect you to commit to their potential instead of their reality. But you are not a therapist. You are not a rehab center. You are not here to fix anyone. You are here to build a life with someone who is ready for that life. That's why it is crucial to stop chasing the crowd and start recognizing the rare 20% of women who are actually worth building with. They exist, but they aren't always sliding into your DMs. They aren't necessarily the loudest, the flashiest, or the most attention, grabbing women in the room. They're the women who bring you peace instead of drama, who value depth over chaos. And if you're not clear about what really matters, you'll overlook them every time. Think about this for a moment. Have you ever dated a woman who could go from calm to volcanic in seconds because you didn't reply reply to her text quickly enough, or maybe you forgot to notice her new hairstyle, and suddenly she's giving you the cold shoulder for 2 straight days, acting like you just committed the ultimate betrayal. That isn't passion. And no, that isn't just how women are. That is emotional immaturity. And emotional immaturity is a liability in any serious relationship. Life is going to get real. There will be stress. There will be misunderstandings. There will be moments when emotions run high. The last thing you need is a woman who adds gasoline to every fire. Emotional discipline is the ability to feel deeply without losing control. It's what separates the women who can handle a real relationship from the ones who crumble under the weight of discomfort. The 80%? They'll hit you with impulsive rants, silent treatments, guilt trips, dramatic outbursts, and then justify it all by saying, "That's just how I am." The 20%, they pause, they breathe, they reflect before they react. They understand that not every feeling requires an instant response, and that sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is remain calm. One of my coaching clients had an experience that perfectly illustrates this. He's a solid guy, ambitious, emotionally grounded, hard-working. He started dating this woman who, on the surface, seemed perfect. She was beautiful, smart, and fun to be around, but every time they had a minor disagreement, she would spiral out of control. She would cry, slam doors, threaten to leave, and post cryptic messages on social media. All of this over things like him spending too much time at the gym or not noticing her unspoken expectations. Eventually, he realized something important. He wasn't in a relationship. He was in an emotional hostage situation. A woman worth committing to isn't the one who never gets upset. She's the one who can regulate herself when she is upset. She can have a difficult conversation without tearing you down. She can express disappointment without making it a war. She can feel triggered and still choose to respond with grace. That's emotional power. That's maturity. That's the kind of woman who makes your life better instead of harder. So ask yourself this: can she disagree with you without punishing you? Can she navigate tension without trying to win the argument? Can she have a bad day without making it your fault? If the answer is yes, you're probably looking at a 20% woman. If not, you already know the truth. Here's another sign of a top-tier woman. She will never make you choose between her and your mission. Your mission is your purpose, the thing that gets you up in the morning and keeps you moving, even when life feels like it's falling apart. If she doesn't respect that, she will eventually resent it. And that resentment will eat away at your drive from the inside out. Most men make the mistake of thinking love means putting their goals on the back burner. They start compromising on their mission to keep the relationship calm. They start saying yes to things they'd rather say no to. They spend time they don't have just to avoid an argument. And what do they get in return? More guilt trips, more complaints, more questions like, "Why are you always working? Do you even care about me anymore?" That is the 80% talking. She wants to be your mission. She wants to be the center of your universe, not because she loves you, but because it makes her feel secure and important. A 20% woman doesn't need to compete with your goals. She's secure in herself. She knows that a man without purpose eventually becomes a man without peace. She doesn't want to be the reason you lose yourself. Instead of nagging, she supports you. Instead of complaining, she asks, "How can I help you this week?" When you're tired, she gives you space to recharge. When you win, she celebrates with you. And when you lose, she reminds you who you are. The right woman doesn't distract you from your mission. She strengthens you for it. She's building her own life too, so she's not emotionally suffocating you for attention. She's growing, she's creating, she's running her own race while cheering for yours. Then there's loyalty, the quiet, invisible kind that shows up when you're not in the room. And let me be clear, loyalty is not just about not cheating. That's the bare minimum. Real loyalty is emotional, energetic, and consistent. consistent. It's proven when things get inconvenient, when temptation shows up, when no one is watching. The 80% are loyal when it's easy, when you're giving them attention, when the relationship is all fun and excitement. But the second you're unavailable, the second life gets stressful, they start looking elsewhere for validation. They'll flirt online, they'll respond to DMs, they'll entertain attention just for fun, and then tell you it's no big deal. The 20%? They protect your name and your relationship like it's their own. They shut down rumors. They reject disrespect. They don't need a man on standby just in case. They don't play games. They're loyal because it's who they are, not because someone is checking. And here's something that most men overlook. A top-tier woman is coachable. That doesn't mean you control her or mold her into whatever you want. It means she's willing to grow with you. She can listen to feedback without turning it into a war. She doesn't make every conversation about her ego. If something is bothering you and you express it respectfully, she doesn't get defensive or flip the blame. She listens, reflects, and tries to improve. You should want this kind of dynamic in your relationship, because love without growth dies. If she's committed to never changing, never evolving, then she's committed to stagnation, not partnership. The best women are humble enough to grow with you. They don't have to be perfect, they just have to be willing. And finally, the 20% of women worth committing to have their own standards. They don't live for attention or approval. They're not swayed by trends, clout, or chaos. They know who they are and what they will and will not accept. That self-respect shows up in every part of their life. They don't need constant babysitting. They don't play games. They don't adjust their entire personality just to be liked. And the beautiful thing is this: because they respect themselves, they will respect you. They'll challenge you without trying to compete with you. They'll call you higher just by being a woman worthy of rising for. They won't manipulate you with games, drama, or silence. They'll choose you on purpose. And that choice will mean everything, because they aren't saying yes to just anyone. If you meet a woman like this, don't take her for granted. She's the minority. She's the 20%. She's the difference between a life of emotional chaos and a life of peace. Gentlemen, if this video opened your eyes, do yourself a favor. Don't just watch and scroll away. Subscribe to Magnetic Mindset right now. Every week, I break down the psychology of dating, relationships, and masculinity to help you win in love without losing yourself. If you want peace, purpose, and power in your relationships, this is the channel for you. Hit subscribe, turn on notifications, and I'll see you in the next one.